Hello everyone, it's me Miss Fortuna here. Welcome to the channel. If you would like to book a reading with me, there are links listed below in the description. And today I'm gonna do a reading about calling back your power. So in front of you there are 3 cards also aligned with color. So for pile 1 we have purple for greater stag beetle, and for pile 2 we have pink for comet moth, and for pile 3 we have yellow for flower spider. So take a deep breath and then choose whatever insects or color that you feel called towards to, and then when you have made your decision, just jump straight ahead to the timestamp below. Hello Palwan, if you're attracted to this image of creator, stag beetle or the color purple, then this reading is for you. If you call to this insect or this color, so I feel like you are navigating a major life transition that maybe requires a balance of raw strength and patient strategy. And it suggests that you are ready to move from a long period of internal preparation into a powerful place of action. And if you have been feeling overwhelmed, the Beatles' heavy armor is a nudge towards spiritual resilience. So you might be in a situation where you need to stand your ground with strength rooted in stillness rather than showing aggression. So because beetles wear their hard shells to protect their soft interior, this may also suggest that you are currently learning to set healthy boundaries. So you may be in a phase where you need to shield your vulnerabilities while you navigate complex or professional environments. But this beetle is also seen as a sign of protection. So this is also a reminder from your spirit team that you are always protected. So let's look at the cards that I have pulled for you. First, let's look at the signs that you are disempowered or situations that leave you feeling powerless. So I feel like with the Four of Pentacles here, it informs me that when you are feeling powerless, you tend to clutch to all of your coins so tightly that you are unable to move. So you end up being stuck in your current situation because you are too afraid that change will result in loss. So you may feel that resources such as money, love, or energy are limited, which leads to hoarding behavior. But this kind of mindset is disempowering because it blocks the natural flow of life and prevents you from manifesting new opportunities. And you may also cling to money or materials as an emotional armor to protect you, which leads you to close your heart, refusing to share your true self with others out of deep-seated fear of being hurt or taken advantage of. And your disempowerment can also show up as obsessive need to control every detail of your environment or the people around you. But this is often a mask for a deep feeling of powerlessness against life uncertainties. So you may also choose to stay in toxic or unfulfilling job or relationship because for me, the Four of Pentacles shows that feeling safe or predictability. So the fear of unknown keeps you trapped in comfortable but soul draining situations. As for the illusion that has been depleting you, it seems like you are drilled to be motivated towards certain things just to maintain what you have so you will not lose them. But the image of the Ace of Wands here, the hand is reaching upwards while the rest of the body seems to be buried deep inside the earth. So I'm sensing that keeping up with certain lifestyle is keeping you suffocated and difficult to rise above your finances. So there's also a sense that you may keep waiting for the right moment, the right perfect moment to act, to make changes to your life. And then I see that you may also keep chasing motivation high to keep going after your goals, your lifestyle, that you become addicted to maintain a facade that your life is perfect. But you are asked to remind yourself regularly that life does not have to be perfect. And even if you only measure yourself through external validation, you are always shifting and growing, even if you don't see it. So reflect on how far you have come, write out the things you have successfully overcome, and celebrate the little things that you have achieved. So, what you need to embrace, calling your power back, is to go deep within yourself and listen to your intuition. And with the judgment card here, there's a sense of rebirth, going through the process of your life being upside down and basically getting the urge to redo your life differently. And the image of from this deck is also informing me that you are somehow being sucked into a new portal that will bring you to an unknown phase of your life. And then there's also the need to review your life in hindsight before you enter this new phase of your life. Because at this point in life, you might be in dilemma having to make a choice between multiple options. But what I see is you are asked to sit still, to be open minded, and to embrace a multitude of understandings and be aware of acting rashly as your, how do I say it? As your repressed shadow side might be acting out of control uh, from time to time. But when you are going through this judgment phase of rebirth, your senses might get heightened. So pay attention to how you are receiving those senses in your body, as it will inform you of your unconscious mind. It might inform you of your pattern of fears. It might inform you how your thought forms, so that kind of thing. And I'm also getting the need for you to separate yourself from past experiences that that are negatively affecting you. So like the fire in this judgment card image is giving the vibe of total purification from total destruction. So I feel like even if you feel like your life is scattered now, so trust that anything that you want is out there. However, when we are talking about your innate strength and resource that will help you stabilize once you reclaim your power, is this ability to be open to intellect with Queen of Swords here. So the image of the card informs me that your intellect may have branches of influences and interests. So I see that you're someone who likes to broaden your horizon, collect information like, some sort of Pokeball. So this can be your defenses and what protects you in the face of uncertainty. So especially the hands of this person, where branches of red liquid come out of them. So I think you have the strength to work with your hands, either to craft, writing, research, and technical work. So there is a huge potential to be an alchemist here that I see from using your bare hands. So I see that when you are someone who relies more on your intellect, it also gives you an intimidating aura, and these will help you to set boundaries with others, especially with those that you feel suspicious of. So, in order to become stable once you reclaim your power, you are asked to tap into your logic and your curiosity more. So, your curiosity to understand things deeper and better will help you to reclaim your power. So, lastly, I'm sorry, but I have to cover this up. I hope YouTube will not ban me. But yeah, your empowered self looks like coming to the union with the parts of yourself that are vulnerable to you and others. So these parts of yourself may feel consuming and intense, but these are part of you that are waiting to come out. So this is a repressed side of you under that intellect that you are familiar with. So in order for you to come to your empowered self, with the Lover's card, I feel like you have to come to the understanding of being intimate with yourself. So to build intimacy with yourself, it tends to be accompanied with intense realization and overwhelming feelings. So I'm also getting that for some of you that your empowered self is about being alignment with who you are. If you are more in alignment with the role of the dominant person, then you have to get more dominant, more aggressive, and more competitive. But if you are more naturally submissive, then you have to align yourself to the role and to be more accepting to receive than trying to push and force it. So eventually, this Lover's card for me is about balance and knowing your place in this world. So you being empowered means stepping into your higher self that know that you have your own place and role in this world. So I feel like the whole message from these is to claim your intensity and don't be afraid of your raw emotions. So I feel that's it for you, Part 1. Please leave a comment how you resonate with this reading. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hello, Pal 2. If you're attracted to this color pink and comet moth, then this reading is for you. So I feel like the color pink is really telling about love, about friendship, about feeling compassion, and all of this harmony within yourself. And the comet moth signify a time to celebrate your personal evolution alongside those who have supported it. So basically, I feel like the message for you is about coming out to party for your new authentic self. Is basically about celebrating your spiritual journey, how far you have come, how far you have made it. So it's about being surrounded by your people, being surrounded by your soulmate friends, being surrounded by your chosen family. So during this time being, you are asked to go back to your chosen family who acts as a mirror, who help you see your true radiance and your spiritual progress. So with Comet Moth, your spiritual goals are also best achieved through community or group rituals. So basically, lifting each other up process should be something you utilize to navigate your own evolutionary cycles. So you are also encouraged to radiate your own charisma and warmth, which will naturally improve your environment and attract like-minded spirit. So let's look at the cards that I have pulled for you. All right. So we have 8 of Cups. We have 10 of Wands. We have 6 of Swords. We have the Hangman. And we have King of Cups. So first we're gonna look at the signs that you are disempowered or what leave you feeling powerless. So I feel like with the 8 of Cups here, you feeling disempowered is like you being thrown into a pit of despair when you are directionless and motionless. And it leaves you in a state of void or stepping into aimlessness, or like experiencing the physical growing pain of youth, but knowingly clueless. And I also feel like when you are feeling disempowered, you struggle to swim towards change. So you are just floating, endlessly letting life to take you or beat you to it. So I'm feeling that sort of like sluggish energy, heaviness in the chest, and even brain fog when you are feeling beaten out of life. So, with the image of this card, I'm also getting the vibe and thoughts like you cannot escape or end this phase of powerlessness. And then it feels like a room without exit where you are thrown into with the task of only to make it out alive. That's what I'm getting the mindset when you are feeling disempowered. So you might not be feeling disempowered now. I don't know where you are currently in life, but this could be a pattern when you are or were feeling disempowered. So the thing is, the illusion that has been fed to you that deplete your life source is this mindset that you have to carry all of the burden by yourself while you are rock climbing to the top on your own. So just like this 10 of wands here, I'm getting that you have been living with high expectation placed on you to succeed in life. And that's all how you have been operating in life too. Since you have been carrying all your problem and burden on your own, I do feel like the image kind of intrigues me. I do have to ask all of you, how does your shoulder and your back doing, dear pile 2? I'm feeling like some of you might be having like some sort of like shoulder problem. Some of you might be having like back problem because you are carrying a lot of burden by yourself. And then there seems to be like a tendency to stress yourself out subconsciously too. So I do think you have to watch out how your body can wear out easily. So I'm getting that you have been taught to put a brave face or brave yourself without anyone's help, or maybe that's something that have been ingrained to you to be used to being alone on your own. But the idea that you have to do everything on your own to succeed by yourself is actually doing a disservice to yourself, because when you have to carry all the burden on your own, it can actually slow you down, because look at how heavy this burden that this person is carrying, and eventually it will slow you down, and when you injure yourself, you will not be able to go on when you are injured. So the message for you here is to learn to delegate and share your burden with others, as you can get faster in life with the help and support from others. Next, the key to embracing your power back is to give in to the ache of change. So the Eight of Cups informs me that being disempowered makes you struggle to swim towards change. So I see that the Six of Swords here is you have to allow the universe, your spirit guides, and your ancestors to carry you through these changes to claim your power. And maybe you are the type who are resistant to change, or maybe transition to change is something that is difficult to you. And I feel like this is really common with neurodivergent. For those who are ADHD and autistic themselves, they might struggle with transition. So some of you who are watching this might be autistic, ADHD, or even ODHD. So eventually, it all goes down to acknowledging your fear, your anxiety, and what you anticipate with future changes. So, to reclaim your power, I think you have to be more open to noticing your subconscious mind when they are plaguing you. So, take note of what's causing you to be paralyzed or difficult when it comes to embracing changes. And I do feel like if you have to mourn your old self when you are anticipating changes, make sure that you grieve those past identities. Make sure you grieve those past moments, and anything that you have to shed, make sure you grieve them before you turn to new chapter of your life. So learn to tune into your own body and allow these changes to carry you into a new chapter of your life. However, when we are talking about your innate strength and resource to help you stabilize once you reclaim your power, it's this ability to find new perspective in extreme conditions. So when you're forced into new and uncomfortable positions that upend your routines, I think you would be able to expand your POV with the hangman here. And I do feel like you are the type who can be calm and composed during crisis, and you are very good at waiting for the right time for things to happen. And I feel like even when you are in uncomfortable situation where your life is upside down, you are able to take a pause and look at it from different non-traditional and often uncomfortable angles. I also feel that you are the type that have the strength to endure personal sacrifice for greater wisdom and long-term growth. And you seem to be the type to have an immense patience to break down a problem into different viewpoints, like different shapes of puzzle pieces that you can fit into a bigger picture. And with the way that this person is able to contort your body into this space, I'm also saying that your strength lies in being flexible and being able to maintain inner peace. And lastly, your self empowerment looks like someone who has mastered the deeper seas of creativity, emotion, and diplomacy. So I feel like instead of being lost and overwhelmed by your emotions, your empowered self looks like someone who is able to sit at the throne of the deepest sea of emotions. So you do have to accept how big your emotions can be at times and how deep it goes. So the way you want to move from being easily overwhelmed and lost in your emotions is to engage in different way you see things creatively. So King of Cups is about working with creativity. So I do see working with crafts, arts, and even spirituality to deepen your point of view creatively. So I feel like instead of working on things endlessly, you do have to take your time to retreat, pause for more time to work with creative expression of yourself. And then this is also one of the ways to take out some tension and burden out of your body. So the goal is to get your emotions to flow smoothly within your body so that you feel more at peace and light within your chest. So your empowered self should be able to take you from being very aimless to feel like you have found your own footing in your deep emotions. So basically, that's it. The reading for you, Pal 2. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, Pal 3. If you are attracted to this color yellow or flower spider, this reading is for you. So the message from the color yellow for you is what you need right now is joy, manifestation, and basically uplifting your mood more and retreating yourself to find some me time to work on yourself. And as for the flower spider, it is about camouflage and personal adaptation because these spiders can change color to match the petals they sit on. This symbolizes the importance of blending with your surrounding to achieve your goals. So these may be a sign to adapt your approach or change your colors to better suit a current situation. So flower spiders also do not spin webs as they wait for the prey to come to them. So spiritually, I feel like this represents calculated patience, which is the wisdom to stay still and trust that what you need will find you if you are in the right place. So flower spiders also choose their flowers carefully. So this suggests a need to look at where you are positioning yourself. And in many indigenous traditions, spiders also represents weaving of destiny and strong feminine creative energy. So basically, this is a calling for you to step into your feminine energy and doing manifestation work. So now let's look at the cards that I have pulled for this reading. We have the Tower. We have Two of Pentacles. We have Nine of Pentacles. We have Ace of Cups. And we have Strength. So when it comes to being disempowered, the Tower often manifests as desperate attempt to maintain control over a crumbling structure that is no longer serving you. So I feel like for those of you who choose this pile, you may respond to the sudden and the unavoidable upheaval by being stubborn and exhausting yourself by trying to maintain a crumbling foundation. And I do feel like this is a calling for you to check your own mindset because you may feel like the universe is attacking you rather than seeing it as a redirection of your life. And I do feel that you may feel as though you have no agency, ignoring that the tower's purpose is to clear a path for something more authentic. And I'm also sensing that you tend to be zoning out a lot, pretending everything is fine, when the truth is leaking out of everywhere in your life. And for some of you, you may have this tendency to be triggered by mundane things because you have repressed trauma and unaddressed emotions. So you are asked to own up to your own emotions that are triggered so you can be a master of it. And this tower is also a healing card because it forces honesty. And then you are asked to surrender to the fall. So the illusion that depletes you is the belief that you can successfully multitask everything all at once. So the Two of Pentacles suggests that this infinity loop connecting them, which make it like exhausting cycle for you. So it make it like you are not progressing but just surviving the momentum. So the image of the black and white snakes here also suggests the yin and yang, the need to balance between the passive and active energy. But I feel like the illusion of balance is keeping you from transforming your own life, as snakes are also symbols of transformation. And I feel like you have made your own well-being the last item on your to-do list, believing that you will get to it once you are done performing for others. I'm also getting that you are too busy juggling between many tasks that you do not have time to pause in between, that it enforces lack of presence in your life. So you may be physically there, but mentally you are calculating your next move and how to show up. And eventually you have to ask yourself, who am I doing it for? It gotta be for you and not for others. To begin reclaiming your power through the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you must shift from juggling to cultivating your own independent sanctuary. And these cards represent a self-made individuals who enjoys the time of their labor. signifying that your power returns when you stop seeking external validation. So there's the need for you to start investing in your own self-sufficiency. So I'm getting that you are asked to look at your life, whether it's your home, your finances, or your habits, and identify what belongs to you and what belongs to others. And basically, reclaiming your power starts with defining your boundaries and securing your personal resources. And I think you have to stop asking for permission or consensus from others. So make one significant decision this week based solely on what you want without consulting anyone else. And I'm also getting that you need to move away from the frantic busyness of Two of Pentacles. And to reclaim your power, it means you have to basically slow down to spend extra time on doing what you like, such as gardening, hobby, or resting. And I'm also seeing that you need to start seeing your alone time and independence as a luxury instead of a burden. So find power for the fact that you can provide for you, for yourself, for your own emotional and physical needs. So next, your strength is emotional renewal and untapped well of intuition. So when you reclaim your power, the Ace of Cups here reveals that your true stabilizing force is basically a reset of your heart. So know that you have the ability to generate your own fulfillment. And I feel like once you stop juggling for others, you'll find that your internal cup will be filled naturally. You don't need to hunt for happiness as it wells up from within. And the Ace of Cups is also about beginning, and your greatest strength is the capacity to let go of the tower trauma, of the tower crumbling, and start fresh without bitterness. And I do sense that you have a connection to the higher beings like spirit guides and ancestors that will allow you to tap into messages in order to help you to move on. And you do have like a latent creative and spiritual gift to basically like help you. But I see that it's probably been dampened by the hustle. But when your life is pretty stable, I feel like this will allow you to be more stable, more in a state of flow than ever. And your power also returns when you stop being your own harshest critic. And your innate resource is the ability to nurture yourself with the same intensity that you gave to your responsibility. So when you fully step into your power, you embody the strength card. And for me, the image of the strength card from this deck is giving the quiet conqueror. And while the tower knocks you down, the strength shows that you will become unshakable and you will become someone who develop a spiritual stamina that allows you to endure challenges without losing your kindness or your emotional clarity. And empowered, you will be able to tame the lion by being one with it, showing that you will be able to accept and embrace new emotions, vulnerabilities, and intense emotions with grace and composure. And I'm saying that becoming one with the lion here also suggests that all of your intense and raw emotions will now serve as your fuel rather than your distractions. And you will be able to transmute all of your intense energy into a drive towards manifesting your life goals. So the empowered you will know that strength is about a sense of one's personal power and the ability to play the long game. So basically, the whole lesson here is to learn to stoke your passion and intensity to better ends before the burnout hits. So basically, that's it, the reading for you for poultry. Please let me know how you resonate with this reading. I hope you will be an empowered person. So I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.